Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Kia ora, or as we say here in Australia, g'day mate. Welcome to your Sydney Cricket Ground Tour. So many of Australia's greatest sporting moments have happened right here at the SCG. This truly is Australia's most historically significant sporting precinct, playing host to our nation's most loved sports and biggest teams. It's been Sydney's favourite playground since its establishment in 1851. Formed by the soldiers of nearby Victoria Barracks for recreational purposes, the Sydney Cricket Ground is Australia's most revered arena and is instantly recognised around the world. There are few, if any, sports grounds on earth where old world charm blends so seamlessly with the modern, world-class comfort experience at the SCG. Test match cricket was first played here in 1882, and the Members Pavilion rose 4 years later, joined by the Ladies Pavilion in 1896. They have watched over every single sporting moment since and are New South Wales icons that predate the Sydney Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. It's been the home of New South Wales cricket since 1875, and the youngsters from this state have long dreamt of being the next Victor Trumper, Steve Waugh, Belinda Clark or Elise Perry.
Magnificent plays Elise Perry. They move the game and she gets the sensational six. Steve Waugh on 98. Go for it.
The SCG is special because of the memories, because of the history, because of the tradition. For me, it's about recognising history and the cricketers that have walked on the field, and you're out there following their footsteps.
The SCG is a place where your dreams can come true. To be able to stand out in the middle and look back and just see the beautiful members stand, the ladies stand, you just got to pinch yourself every single time.
But of course, there's been no more famous player to grace this hallowed turf than Sir Donald George Bradman. The Don scored his world record of 452 and made his 100th 100 right here at the SCG.
It was Australia's 10th and Bradman's last on the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Women's cricket in New South Wales had its formative years at the SCG. Sisters Nellie and Louisa Gregory, daughters of the SCG's first curator, Ned Gregory, each captained a side in the first ever women's match played in New South Wales in 1886. Since then, women's cricket continues to flourish with the success of the New South Wales Breakers and the Women's Big Bash League.
That's a glorious shot.
The SCG is also home to the world's first female cricketing sculpture, celebrating Belinda Clark's extraordinary impact on and off the field. Other famous cricketing moments include, of course, the Bodyline series, the feats of the Australian crowd favourite Dougie Waters, champion West Indian stroke maker Sir Brian Charles Lara, and India's little master Sachin Tendulkar. In 2023, the SCG unveiled the Lara Tendulkar Gates. They are situated between the away dressing rooms and the Noble Bradman Messenger Stand, and are used by all the visiting cricketers when they enter the field. Then there was Michael Clark's record-breaking knock of 329 not out.
Next out, they're not. What a wonderful shot to bring that one as well. What a moment for Michael Clark here on his home ground.
India's long-awaited first Test Series win on Australian soil in 2019, and 2 Cricket World Cups held here in 1992 and 2015. And of course, the ICC Women's and Men's World Cups held in 2020 and 2022 respectively. Cricketers from around the world love playing cricket at the SCG. The SCG ground staff work on a 9-wicket square featuring a base of heavy bulleye soil. The bulleye soil is sourced from Wollongong, south of Sydney, and has been used at the Sydney Cricket Ground for more than a century. It has been linked to the first women's cricket match organised by the Gregory sisters. It is remarkably water resistant and does not crumble when dry. When compacted under a roller, it provides a true bouncy playing surface which historically spins towards the end of a 5-day test match.
He's bowling around the legs. That's Shane Ward's best bowling in Test cricket.
However, the SCG hasn't been the sole preserve of cricket. In the late 1800s and into the following century, the arena was a multi-purpose facility for the rapidly growing city of Sydney. Tennis, athletics, cycling, baseball, Australian rules football, rugby, soccer and social pageants were amongst the ground's fixtures, and in 1938 it was a centrepiece for staging of the British Empire Games, which were held in Australia for the first time. Today we know it as the Commonwealth Games. The SCG has also been the scene of some of the greatest moments in both rugby codes, and there were no more notable achievements than St George's remarkable run of 11 consecutive rugby league premierships that ended in 1966.
St George win 23-4, taking their 11th successive premiership, a world record in any code of football.
Some of the greatest rugby league players have graced the hallowed SCG, including the immortal Daily Messenger in 1907 and South Sydney's wizard, Clive Churchill. The venue has hosted many significant league moments, from the New South Wales Blues' first State of Origin win in 1985 to the Kangaroos Centenary Test in 2008. Now during winter, the famous grandstands are awash with red and white to the City Swans, who compete in the Australian Football League. The venue has been the home of the Swans since 1982, where the club relocated from South Melbourne. The Swans broke a 72-year-old drought when they lifted the Premiership Cup in 2005, and then 7 years later achieved the ultimate success. Some of the game's biggest names include Paul Kelly, Michael O'Loughlin, Adam Goods, and legendary goal kickers Tony Lockett and Lance Buddy Franklin, all called the SCG home throughout their decorated careers.
The legend becomes a moment.
In 2022, the SCG took centre stage for one of the game's greatest moments when Franklin became the sixth player to kick 1,000 goals. In the rarest of scenes, some 20,000 fans flooded the field and celebrated the moment with Franklin and his Swans teammates on field. The modern face of the Sydney Cricket Ground began to take shape in 1978 with the installation of the state-of-the-art floodlighting,
What a sight it is here at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
which facilitated the SCG's first World Series day-night game broadcast to millions of viewers around the country.
There's that sight. What a magnificent sight. Historic sight as well. SCG on the lights.
It came 48 years after the first cricket match was played under lights in the precinct, where Bradman and his cohorts played a night match at the Sydney Sports Ground in 1930. The former Sydney Sports Ground was positioned next door to the SCG. Back in the day, it featured a range of sports such as athletics, speedway and boxing. World records were broken by Australia's Golden Girls Betty Cuthbert and Marlene Matthews, and by speedway legend Jack Brabham. Even boxing's greatest Muhammad Ali competed at the former Sydney Sports Ground, as did Major Taylor and Fanny Blankers-Cohen. Changing the precinct has been a constant since the soldiers first established their cricket ground and gardens in the 1850s. The Sydney Sports Ground made way for a grander venue, and the Sydney Football Stadium was opened in 1988, marking a new era for sports and entertainment in New South Wales. A purpose-built stadium for rugby league, rugby union and soccer, the venue staged what many regard as the greatest NRL final ever, when the Canberra Raiders defeated the Balmain Tigers in 1989 decider. Less than a decade later, NRL immortal Andrew Johns led his Newcastle Knights to their first NRL Grand Final victory, while Georgie Gregan's tackle, which secured the Wallabies a memorable Bledisloe Cup victory, was another famous sporting moment in the 1990s. The World Games' greatest athletes have graced these grounds, from Pele, Diego Maradona, legendary Alessandro Del Piero, and in 2006 the A-League's first ever grand final was held at the Sydney Football Stadium, which was won by Sydney SC, led brilliantly by former Man United star Dwight York. After 3 decades in operation, it was decided the SFS will be replaced with a new modern world-class 42,500 seat venue. Opened in August 2022, Allianz Stadium is the new home ground of the Sydney Roosters, New South Wales Waratahs and Sydney FC men's and women's teams. as well as the Australian international sides, the Matildas, Socceroos, Wallabies, Wallaroos, Kangaroos and Gillaroos. Major international sporting events like the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup have been held at Allianz Stadium. This precinct comes alive on game day, and we have hosted rugby union tests, Olympic football internationals, and some of the biggest matches on the Rugby League, Union and Australian rules calendar. The SCG precinct isn't just a sporting cathedral. We've also staged some of the most elaborate musical productions that Sydney has seen, including Madonna, Bruce Springsteen, Coldplay, Taylor Swift, Elton John, Sir Paul McCartney, Pink, and Robbie Williams. In early 2014, the SCG welcomed a new audience when the ground hosted the opening series of the US Major League Baseball season between the LA Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks, watched by an estimated audience of 251 million people around the world. As the years unfold, this precinct will continue its amazing evolution, embracing modern technology to give patrons a complete event experience, while retaining its unique heritage in the heart of Sydney. We really hope you enjoy your tour.